If you saw an accident victim on the road, would you help him? If you suspected your spouse of having an affair, would you spy on them? If an income tax officer threatened dire consequences, would you bribe him? Today's show explores some of the moral dilemmas of our times and what may be the right thing to do. Some answers and perhaps even more questions. When he was in his late 40s, Gurcharan Das began to be disturbed by a third stage melancholy. The powerful CEO of Procter & Gamble India began to feel the emptiness of conventional success. At age 50, prompted by persistent inner stirrings, Gurcharan Das gave up the tinsel of the corporate world to live a different kind of life. A prolific writer, his most recent book, The Difficulty of Being Good, explores the big moral concerns through the insights of the Mahabharata. If you were to look at our times and our society today through a moral lens, what would you see?
Yeah, well, I would say it's a society in crisis. People blame it on capitalism. I don't. I blame it, in fact, on governance. And when I mean governance, I'm not referring to a minister who's caught with a bribe. I'm thinking of how it affects every day. Every transaction with the state is morally flawed. This erosion of character, what really bothered me. I mean, to the point I couldn't read the newspaper in the mornings.
Is there a moral touchstone within that stirs, that will tell you? I mean, I don't even know how to be a good role model to my kids.
Yeah.
Because every day I'm presented, most of us are presented with choices that are very morally ambiguous.
That's right. And we are flawed as human beings. Very often we don't know. But yet I think most of us have certain intuitions, a certain moral intuition inside. When we know, when we've hurt somebody, we know that, you know. And that's why I tell people that white lies is the basis of civilization. That if you don't want to go to your friend's party, you don't tell her that you are boring and I find your friends boring. You say, I'm sick. And that's a white lie.
So are you saying that it's okay to lie?
I think that it's a question of, there's a conflict here of two kinds of moral values. One is the value of ahimsa, not hurting another, versus satya. Sometimes it is better to lie because you are protecting another human being.
So let me ask you, if a man were to have a one-night stand and he does not want to hurt his wife whom he deeply loves, should he tell her or should he not?
No, absolutely not.
But it's all right for him to go ahead and have the one-night stand?
Well, I mean, look, it's not all right either. This is why it's difficult to be good. The American approach is, honey, I slept with this woman last night. And then she says, you devil, I am walking out. And you get divorced. And you've immediately thrown away 10 years of huge investment in each other and a life that you made, and you hurt your children at the end. You know, I even had sympathy for Tiger Woods because I think that he's a flawed individual. He's a genius, but a flawed, and most geniuses are flawed. So he had this incredible libido, which he tried over years to hide this whole thing. I mean, I'm saying something which is very hugely unpopular, but I really believe that you have to use different compasses